All right, guys. Is it cheating? I'm going to tell you my feelings on it. Using the Vinci Eye app? Whoops, I forgot. I'm live now, guys. Look at that. It even said so. Let's go. All right, so we are going to be exploring using the DaVinci Eye app for getting artwork onto paper or canvas or any type of surface that we want to paint on or draw on. And people are like, oh, tracing, no. And it's like, yeah, tracing, yeah. It's good stuff. It is not cheating, guys, to trace your artwork, to get it onto your surface so you can get painting. As long as you are being ethical in how you are sourcing your images for tracing. And I am going to be sharing my personal view here, which is anything that I am posting on my patterns and templates page, that's free for you guys to use to trace and create artwork from, even my line art. So know that my view is for me and my art. You are allowed to trace and use it to learn how to do these paintings. Once you have done your actual artwork from it, you can give it away, you can sell it. Just don't go mechanically reproducing my original art, line art, and sell it as yours. Because I actually put it into coloring books and, it's part of my livelihood. So that's what I'm doing there. Hi guys, everybody coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited. We are using the DaVinci Eye app and it's on the phone. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of flippy. We're going to do a little flipping around here so that I can get this set up and I'll be able to share what I'm drawing on my phone. What I'll see on my phone, what I'm doing here on the paper, and then you'll be able to see what I'm doing also. This is an app that is available for iPhone. It is also available on the Google Play Store. I have linked in my over in the top of the chat my patterns and templates page. But if you scroll all the way back up to the top of the actual chat window, I do have links for the DaVinci Eye in the App Store and in the Google Play Store, and they are listed all down in the I keep seeing the chat going by. They're all listed down below in the description section. So what I am going to do, I do have to do a couple things here. I have to reduce the brightness on that screen right there, the one that you'll be able to see everything. I do need to zoom in on it a little bit to make sure that you get to see everything. This is a little bit of an interesting setup, So, and I do need to zoom out on my top down. There we go. That's so that we can see my whole phone there. All right, I think I'm all set up now. So I have an iPhone, so I went to the App Store and I downloaded the DaVinci Eye. It's D-A, Vinci, V-I-N-C-I, I as in your eyeball, E-Y-E, and it's the AR art projector. All right, and it is a tracing tool for your phone and camera. It uses artwork that you have taken a picture of on your camera roll or that you have downloaded and saved to your camera roll. So that is how you get your pictures. Now, if you go to my patterns and templates page, all of those templates are free to download, and I went in and grabbed one. So when you open your app, you can sign up, and if you put your email address into it and create a login, they don't spam you. It just makes it so you have a login to be able to save your works in progress. You have access to the tutorials if you're online when you do it. those kinds of things. So advancements, yeah. Advancements like this would have been so great 25 or 30 years ago. Yeah, having the option to be able to grab an image, quickly get it onto a surface. I could draw. Actually, maybe I'll do that. I'm going to tape this piece of wood down. I'm going to pencil draw a rose onto this piece of wood. This is just a wooden disc. I did put a coat of some absorbent ground onto it just to kind of prep it if I wanted to do watercolor. And we're going to draw right on this. Ha! See, I'm coming up with it as I go along. So you can draw on anything that will take pencil or pen. You could use it to paint directly if you wanted to. So you could just have it up in the program and do that. They have two different ways of doing the actual tracing. They have an AR mode, which is an augmented reality mode, and they also have, I might put a piece of tape on the bottom of that too. They also have a classic mode, and I'm going to do the classic mode first. And classic mode is really easy. So once you've got your app, the first thing you're going to want to do is click Draw Now, and it's going to pop up and ask you right away for your images. What image do you want to use? And I'm going to use the rose. So I just picked my rose image. It's a downloadable, available on my patterns and templates if you want to go along with me and do that. And I clicked the classic mode. Now you can see here that this is really, the picture is really big and you can't do anything with it. And you're like, oh my gosh, is the program broken? No. What you need to do is click on Move, and it's already on picture. And then with two fingers, I can pick it up and move it around. And I can move this. Maybe I want my image to be moved over or my paper, my board, to be moved over a little bit. And I don't want it to shift around in classic mode. I want my surface to stay steady. Working on the wood, you're working on wood slice ornaments right now. Oh, how awesome is that? Perfect timing. Perfect timing. So I just taped down my paper so that this doesn't go moving around. Now I can pick this up with one finger and two fingers to resize it, one finger to move it. And I could either trace my line art that I already have, or I can trace the rose. So maybe you want this particular line art exactly the way it is. You can do that. Once I've got it positioned where I want it, and I'm going to put it back on the actual photo of the rose, I think. This is a photo of a rose that I took. And once you've got it positioned where you want it and the size that you want it, you're going to click on the Move again. Now what that does is it locks it in place. And the cool thing here is that when you use two fingers, you can resize this and blow it up as big as you need to see all of the detail. All right, so that looks really huge, and you're going, well, how is that going to get onto there in the right size? Do you see this? I have opacity set on this screen so that you can actually see my pen or pencil. I'm going to use a pencil just because that's what I want to do. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. I know it's not just where I am, but no recourse to go to indoor facilities like walking track. Oh, okay. Which ones? Okay, people are having a good time chatting. Excellent. What is my iPhone on? Oh, here. So my iPhone. Let's just zoom way out. Let's see what we can. Let's see what we can see. Ew. So my zoom is not going to zoom out far enough. I will see if we can. Okay. I have one of those bendy phone holder thingies that has a clamp. I'm trying to twist this enough so that we can see. I can't really twist it far enough. Let's see. which way can we go with that? Okay, I'll pick it up and I can reposition things. So it's in a clippy phone holder. I have it taped down on my desk. Oh, that's what I can do. Okay, so let's see if we zoom out any more. Zoom out. No, I've got this like resized as big as I could. So it's got a handle right here that twists. It's got a clamp on it that's like this. And I have it clamped onto a tripod. Really, really, MacGyvered. And then it's a really heavy, look at that. It's a heavy, like wire or heavy wire thing. And I have it taped down onto my desk to keep it from moving. Now, a way that you can do this, I'm going to live dangerously here for a second. You can take, let's just move that over. Now, this happens to be a water-filled glass. I do not recommend filling a glass of water, but you can take a glass. Whoops. Come on. You can take a cup or a glass and you can set it right here. Now, for my purposes, it doesn't work very well because I need to have it so I can shift it ever so slightly so you don't get a glare. Otherwise, all you'd see is a glare. Yeah, I'm MacGyvered. I grew up in a household that was the mode of operation of all time. Everything is MacGyvered. So now let's just get that line back. Whoop, line back up that way. You're getting some behind the scenes, guys. Look at that. All right. So now I'm going to put this back on my stand and I'm going to rotate it. And so now it is all moved around. Things have shifted. I can go back in, resize. Oh, so I shifted way over too. Okay, I need to go back. There we go. Let's just shift it like that. So much for having it all set up and ready to go, right? I need to go back to here and make it smaller so I can see. There's my image. I'm rotating it with my fingers. There we go. I'm just getting it lined up. I find having, even doing something like this, having it on a bigger piece of paper just gives me more areas to line up on. I have only used this a few times, but okay, so yesterday I traced a picture of cake. Let's see here. Traced the picture of a piece of cake that I was holding up on a plate, and then I painted it. I'll show it better without everything in the way in a little while. And I'll show you the original that I did it from. It's so, so cool. All right, I want to get this traced on here really quick. So I can't see that very well. It's really small. So I'm going to make it bigger. And I'm looking at that little rose, and I'm just going to do the main pink rose right here in the middle. And look at this. You can really zoom in. I'm zoomed way into the detail there. Tip of my pencil. I can go and like draw around everything or just draw on the lines. That's even too big. You get to a point where it might be too big and you can't see the tip of your pen. Now, this center is going to be very loose. It's just all the little stamens. But I'm going to get it on here really quick, actually. Those are the stamens. The cool thing, let's see. So we've got this space here, and it comes up, and this is ruffly around. And then we're going up and down and around and up and down. Oh, and then I can see that I've just ran into another petal. But I've just run off the edge of my screen. So all I have to do is pull that down. The thing that you want to know with classic mode, you need to stay your phone needs to stay in position and your paper needs to stay in position. You're not going to rotate it. But I'll show you in a minute using the AR mode. So I'm just quickly going to go up and around. And right now I'm just getting my outline. This is the quickest and easiest way I have seen to use any of your own photographs. You want to make a likeness of someone. You want to, oh here, before I get too far, I want to grab that extra little petal bit that's sticking out. There, now I'll move over. Come over here, find where my pencil line is. Ah, there's a thickness here. I'm going to come back and make that. Now, part of this, I am drawing on top of a piece of wood, so my pencil is kind of catching. You can do a complete drawing with this. They've got so many tools in here to that you can break it down to do step by step. My pencil caught on my paper, on my wood again. There we go, and then back to there. So we've got the rough outline of that rose. I could go in and do some of the actual drawing, coloring. I could go back in and put pencil on here, colored pencil. I could just say, hey, you know what? It's time to put some paint on that. I could just start painting it. But you see how quick that was just to get that part on there. I think maybe I'll put a little bit of the ruffly bit of this other little rose that's sticking off the side, just because I want that little rose. And that one is lined up here, coming around. You could do this straight onto rocks. You could do it straight onto, oh, there's another petal there that I missed. You could do it straight onto canvas. I'm drawing on a piece of wood right now. So let's see here. Oh yeah, there's some great photos on Unsplash. So I'm going to do a, I think Friday, I've got it set up to do a finding resources and getting inspiration for doing artwork. A little bit of that sticky out petal right there. So you can go back in and start using your pencil or pen. I'm going to see if this pen will draw on the watercolor, or on that wood with the watercolor ground. So I'm going to go in and see if this pen will write on here. Ooh. So I could go in. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. The picture-in-picture zoom in. Yes, I am sorry. I forgot to zoom it in. No, I have it set up to zoom in. There, sure. That's as big as that will go. So now I'm still looking at this. I still have my pen line or my pencil lines. But I decided, hey, I want to see if I can draw with a pen. Look at that. So this is the Vinci Eye AR app. Now, they did send me a promo code, so I did get it for free. They sent it to me back in August last year. It took me a while to get to a point where I felt comfortable saying, hey, let's play with some technology. And since we're doing studio time this month, I thought, hey, this would be really good because I want to get a whole bunch of little houses drawn up. And this is a great way if you've got free to use photos to get the basic outlines of your little houses so you have your perspective correct. So I'm just putting these little lines on that I see. And I'm going to change where I'm positioned so that I can see more. If you are somebody who is vision impaired or needs a little bit more help with your seeing things, this is really great because you can adjust the opacity of the image. Let's see if I can see right there. You can see the whole image, or I can, my finger doesn't work on my phone sometimes. My hands are a little bit cold. You can adjust it way down so there's just barely a little bit of it showing. There's also tools that will flip back and forth between the solid image and your drawing image. It is so cool. Yeah, so it's like $6.99 Canadian dollars on the App Store. It's $4.99 American dollars on the App Store. If you're on Android right now, I believe it's $3.99. And that's because the Android app is a little bit behind the Apple app. So, but you do have classic mode. You do have your I see there's another flower petal that was coming across. I'm going to close that right there, the top of that top of that petal. So the Android app is a little bit behind, but it still has a lot of the functions. And I'm going to say that there's a little bit of an edge right there. See, part of it is once you've got an image on here, you can start to pick and choose what lines you want to use. That's all part of making this your own piece of art. Even if you're tracing it, it's still your piece of art. Your hand is doing the artwork. Your hand is doing the drawing. Say that again? Oh, super. Angie, thank you so much. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. And yes, Stephanie does appreciate the super chats. Those are amazing. I also love when you guys are purchasing the little books, and we've got the fun little Valentine book available right now on Teespring. I've got the 8 Reasons Why You're Awesome. That's a downloadable book. And the downloadable book of we just finished the Cozy Creative Designs. And you see all these lovely line art pieces. If you download it, I don't mind if you print out and then take a picture of it so that you could use it in the AR program. So if you're doing it that way. But I mean, once you've got it printed out, you really don't need to use the AR program to download or to draw it because, well, you've already got it. But every little bit helps. Help grow the studio. So there we go. I've got this lovely little, oh, I can't pick that one up. It's like, come on, pick you up. So that's transferred onto the wood now. I am able to, I could take that off. I could go in if I wanted to, and let's see here. I'm going to grab my jar of some colored pencils. Let's just grab a pink and a red. And maybe a purple. These are actually our watercolor pencils. So, and I had picked it up and moved it a little bit. So now I'm just shifting it back in. I can look and I can see I can see the colors. And I can go like this and put color in. I don't have the focus locked on that, do I? Focus. Okay, it needs to be one click up. There we go. And that's locked. And I don't know. I think I have that zoomed as close in as I can go. Yeah. That's zoomed as close as that will go. All right, so just because, you know, in the effort to show you everything, I probably shouldn't start watercoloring this. These are watercolor pencils. I'm just putting some color down on here. But see how easy it was to get that design on here. Now I do have graphite and watercolor pencil, and I should have erased my graphite. But look at that. We're just getting a pretty little rose on. Easy peasy stuff, guys. Really and truly, being able to, it frees you so much to be able to just grab and go. You can say, oh, I want that image. And as long as it's a free to use image, like off of Unsplash or off of tutorials that people have said, yes, you can use that, go for it. All right, anyhow, I'm not... What am I doing? What am I doing? Am I actually doing that? Was I grabbing a brush that has water in it? I am. Because, you know, I am that person. I get started doing something, and then... This is also a test. I wanted to see, would the watercolor pencil work on top of that one layer of watercolor ground? Ooh. Indeed it does. These are the Arteza watercolor pencils. And they are really nice for this. And the pen is actually not blurring out. Oh, cool. All right, so that was really quick. Drawing with the Vinci Eye app on a piece of wood. Let's take that off. So there we go. We transferred that rose, so let's go ahead and go back to the original on that rose. Go back. Oh, I'm going to go and do one now that is with the AR mode turned on. And, oh, how do you seal the wood? After this is dry, I would just hit it with a quick blast of some clear acrylic sealer. And then it's ready to go. And you can tie that on to a pretty little package for somebody's Valentine. You know. So what I want to do now is I want to go to the AR mode. And the AR mode, see, you have a choice. You can select classic mode or AR mode. The AR mode is going to ask for an anchor. And what the anchor does, I can take the tape off. What the anchor does is it is attached to your piece of paper. So I've already made an anchor. You see how it just popped there for the focus lock? But I want to make another anchor just so that you know that you can do it easy. I just have to find something that is... Let's see. I can use this as an anchor. Let's go back. And I want to... I'm in my AR mode. I want to go to anchor. I want to say make anchor. I'm going to take it off of the holder here. So I need to take a picture. Take a picture of my anchor. And then I will say use photo. And then it wants you to crop the image. So I'm going to crop the image. Oops. Get back here. Crop the image. All right. This becomes an anchor. It becomes something that the camera can lock onto. So I say done. And then I say ruler. Where is the ruler? Where'd the ruler go? Oh, here's a ruler. There's, come on, pick. You know, sometimes things get down on your table and you're just not. Let's see, how big is that? No, that won't work as a ruler. There we go. Get a real ruler. This is about 3 3/4 or 2 1/4. Okay, so I only have to put in one of those, either the height or the width. So I'm going to say the height is 2.25. And I say done, and it automatically puts in the other dimension. And then I can say done. Now I can put that anchor on my piece of paper and use a little piece of tape to hold it in place, because the anchor is the piece you don't want to move. Now you will be able to move your phone. So save. Okay, and done. So now, see how it's kind of flipping back and forth? I'm going to turn it like this and turn my paper this way. And then I need to do something here, because my camera was set up for the other angle, so we need to go that way and that way, because we're drawing right here. Do you see when I put my hand over the anchor, it disappears? Now I need to resize this and make it so that it works for my piece of paper. Let's see here. I'm doing it upside down and sideways. There. Move it like this. I can resize it. And see what happens? The image is locked. I don't know. I think I can zoom in closer on the phone. Let's. You really need to see that. Come on. You need to see that effect. So when I zoom in, I can move this around. As long as the camera can see the anchor, you're good. Isn't that cool? It is so, so cool. So now I'm going to go back. I just backed out of it all the way. I didn't want to do that. AR mode. Lock the focus. Lock the focus, guys. Move that. It's because I'm upside down here. I have to rotate. Sorry. And I think I'm going to trace the line drawing this time, because that's kind of like what, if you have a line drawing that you want to do. So I'm just going to rotate that. And now that line drawing is going to be this big. See? I'm kind of covering over part of that. That just is so cool to me. The fact that you can now rotate your paper, though, really makes it nice to be able to draw. And I think we are going to go straight in with a pen this time. And I want to zoom in, and I want to get that center rose and maybe a rosebud. So, and that looks a little bit more opaque than I want it to be. I want to lighten it up just a little so I can see my pen tip better. Let's see, can I go that far over? Ooh, I can go that far over. I'm just getting it lined up so you can see my drawing better. So here, Now, something with the AR mode that I have noticed is that you might get a little bit of a shimmy in the image. It just because it's constantly trying to keep track of that. So if you're disturbed by things moving around on you a little bit. Oh, yep, good. That's working. The classic mode might be better for you, but the cool thing about this is that you can draw as big as you want. You can actually use grids to draw huge things. They have, like on 30 by 40 canvas or whatever, if you have a space where you can line up your artwork underneath your phone, you can use that. You can also do this pointed at an easel. So yeah, you see how it's sort of shimmying a little bit. Part of that is the movement of my actual device, because I don't have it sitting on top of a glass. Yeah, and I'm at an odd angle for it. So I might not be staying right on my lines because I have this set up a little bit high. My hand was getting close to the closer to the anchor. Can you see all of the amazing opportunities we have, though? All of those beautiful traceables that people have made for us, and we can go in, and you don't have to print it off. You don't have to have a printer to do this. That's the cool thing, is that you can just get it in there, get it on your paper, get it on your canvas. Transferring things to t-shirts, transferring to canvas bags. Oh my gosh, there are so many options, so many opportunities. So I'm really quite impressed with this, actually. And now I'm not looking at my design right here. I'm watching the screen up here. So this is tracing, but you know what? Tracing is one of those things. It is a skill that you learn. You learn how to make your hand follow a line. You learn how things are put together. When you trace it, you're learning how those little shadow lines affect the design. You're learning how the perspective of something works without having to draw all the perspective lines and without having to figure it all out right then. You're giving your brain a chance to look at those lines and see how they go together. The masters, Vermeer and Da Vinci and all of the, Rembrandt, they used forms of tracing. They used camera obscuras. They used pieces of glass with lines drawn on them to get their perspective. If there is a tool, an artist is going to use that tool. The phone holder, I got it. It is the Tryone, Tryone, Tryone. It is really heavy duty. I really like it. I got it on Amazon, and I got it a couple years ago, actually. So I'm not sure if it's still available. If it is, I will make sure and get it linked up on my art materials that I like to use page.
Another way to search is like this phone holder head gooseneck mount.
Phone holder head. Phone holder bed gooseneck mount. Oh yes, it's for the phone holders that have the really heavy duty wire on them, that have a clamp that screws down, not the clippy clamp, but a clamp that has a handle that screws that screws that pincher down so you can really snug it down tight to whatever surface. And they would use them, people would use them like on the head of the bed. So, okay, that's really pretty. Let's move over and grab that little bud. So I'm just going to go like this. I'm just going to follow the lines. One of the things when you're doing the little tracing art like this, tracing your art, is that it helps you to break it down into lines and not into I'm drawing a rosebud. Because you know what? A lot of people, they're like, I don't know how to draw flowers. I can't draw a flower. But if all you're doing is drawing lines, look at that. We've got a rosebud. Just draw the lines. And see how this is really nice? I'm able to do this with the pen. So now I don't have pencil lines on here that I have to erase. I'm going to finish this one off. I'm not putting that other little rosebud on there. So once you've done something like this a few times, you get to know where the, how would that leaf look in that area that's hidden by the rose petal. You can figure it out. And your lines don't have to be perfect. This is what makes it look kind of hand drawn. But see, I have to be careful. If I push this part if I push this out of the view of the camera, it loses the image. But now I've got the full view of what I drew, right? Bring it back, and now that's got the, oh, that's cool. That is really cool. So I hope that this has helped you see that tracing is a tool. It is not cheating. Oh, my hand went across right here, just ever so slightly. Ooh, that makes it sort of flash funny, doesn't it? I am going to move all this stuff out of the way. So I'm just going to boop, move that. I'm going to go like this and go boop. So now we have this really pretty rose drawn on a piece of watercolor paper that I can go in and watercolor. We have that little rose, the same rose, but this was the pen and ink version line art that had more going on. Then there's this one that we drew straight from the photograph. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to zoom out. I'm going to zoom out. And gonna move my phone off this has, oh my gosh, it is, see, I can put this in any position and it's gonna stay where I put it. There's also, you can use the little Joby tripods. You can use those little tripods to hold your phone up over your artwork. I am going to go and grab a photograph of the original artwork. I just need to go to my favorites. There it is. So yesterday I used this photograph right here. Let's see, maybe if I turn that way. There. So I used this photograph of a piece of cake on a plate in front of my window with a plant behind it. And it was nighttime and it had like a spotlight on it. And then I used the Da Vinci app to trace my little photograph onto a 12 by 9 piece of watercolor paper. And then I watercolored it and gouached it. So you don't have to work just on small things. You can make it bigger. You can work on bigger things. And I am really looking forward to playing with this. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. You got the app, you ordered the phone holder. Woohoo! There's going to be more playing and I'm just going to be using the DaVinci app in my in some of my artwork for my studio so that I can get line art made so that you guys can use it. I'm also, because I'm working on a coloring book of little cottages and houses, I see how the DaVinci app is going to really help me get those images more quickly onto paper to make them into pieces that everybody can use. So I'm so excited, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick little run through of the DaVinci app, and that is the DaVinci Eye. If you once it's open, it goes straight to here. They didn't put a splash screen on here. Really weird, but you know, I have my phone in the airplane mode, so I can't actually go and show it to you again. But more toots using the app. Yes, tutorials, drawing using the DaVinci Eye app, and they are talking about having some sections put onto the app where you can actually get to tutorials that are using the app that people that don't actually work for the company might be doing. So keep an eye out. You never know. I might do one. I'm going to see if Sam wants to work with me on that. I think it would be fun. But there we go. Have fun, guys. Enjoy the app. Play with it. Explore. Oh, and look, you don't have to use something this big for your anchor. It can be smaller. It just has to have at least 1.5 inches on both sides to be an anchor for the AR app. Things that are in this app that, oh my gosh, so cool. I was watching whoops, not that one. I'm in the wrong window. That's it. They have featured lessons and tutorials, featured drawings. Now, because I'm in the airplane mode right now, I can't bring that up. They have a direct contact us. If you have problems with the app, you can click on the little email and it will go straight to the contact them and send it right to them. And they are fast at getting back to you. So if you have any problems or suggestions for their app, email them and let them know. Delete that draft. I don't need that. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow for the flip through of all 30 of the pieces of artwork that we painted for the Cozy and Creative Hand-Drawn Designs. It's sort of the wrap-up, our little wrap party for that fun app. And wrap for the app. Okay, so that's why I went there. Wrap up for the fun series of cozy and creative artwork that we did. So much fun. And you can put it on more than one device. Yes. If you've got your Apple, you can put it on your on your iPad, you can put it on your phone. It's really cool that way. So have fun, guys. Enjoy. Remember, go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.